And one of the things I'm going to be asking people not to do, you're gonna hear beautiful singing, but we're gonna ask you not to applaud after each song, to just listen to the music, listen to the emotion of the music, and then hold your applause. Can they applaud at the end? Or no?
Potentially.
Potentially at the end. Potentially at the end.
If they
But
want
you
to.
may feel very emotional by
If they
then.
don't want to. If they want to, yes.
Okay, if they want to, you can do applause at the end. Before we start the concert, excuse me guys, before we start the concert, Bob Stein, who is a longtime member of RSS, will speak.
It's open.
Speaking. Hi, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know, you may want to boo me before I leave. But I wanted to share a few thoughts on the Holocaust and to share a couple of personal stories. I don't know how I will do this in 5 minutes, but I think I've used up a half minute of that time already. I know two friends. Well, I should say, I know a friend, I know her husband who passed away during the COVID pandemic. They are both Holocaust survivors. They were fortunate not to serve, or to not to serve, to be imprisoned in a concentration camp. They were fortunate not to have had to face death, but they had to face the potential of being caught and the potential of being in one of the camps. They met after World War II. They got to know each other, not knowing each other before, and happily married for 75 years. Tragically, he died. Ralph was his name. Ralph Strauss. He died a few weeks before his 100th birthday. His beloved wife Gita, whom I see often, is still alive. And this July, she will be celebrating number 103. Now, their stories. Ralph was born in Germany. And he was not quite a teenager when Hitler came to power. And he and his family were fortunate in leaving when they did, between 1933 and 1935, because beyond that, it was almost impossible for a Jew living in Germany to leave. Hitler persecuted right then and there, before he spread the Holocaust to the rest of Europe. And he forbade any Jews in Germany, and of course those countries he conquered, any Jew from leaving. Now, Gita, however, is a Norwegian Jew. And we don't hear of many Jews living in Norway, but they are. But when Hitler conquered Norway, one of the first things he did was to go after every single Jew living in Norway. Gita and her family, she was not quite 20 at the time, this was 1940, within weeks after the conquest, that a group of Norwegians who were not Jewish were part of a group that helped as many Jews as possible to escape. And she described how during one night, she had to get out. There was no choice, because the Nazis and their minions were right on their heels. So she only found out after World War II that the Gestapo had come to her house, where her family lived, a mere hours after she managed to escape. Now, at this point in time, Ralph and Gita did not know each other, but they did meet in America shortly after World War II. They were married, and they lived, as I mentioned earlier, 75 wonderful years. I also have a personal story. Now, I am not a child of Holocaust survivors. Both sets of grandparents came to America in the 1890s. But one of them, on my father's side, this is going back 5 generations, he suffered some personal tragedies, the loss of 2 sons, one of them being my grandfather's father. I don't know the whole story, but he wanted to come to America, figuring there was a better opportunity. Ironically, his family, the patriarch, lived in the Austro-Hungarian sector of what is today Poland. Austro-Hungary was a relatively tolerant sphere for Jewish people. His family thought he was, I'll just use the Yiddish word, I think we all know it, Beshuda. Hey, why do you want to leave? We were in Tsarist Russia, maybe even Germany, any other country, but we're in with Austria-Hungary. The emperor comes to come around and greet the villagers. Why? He said, I want to leave for my children and grandchildren. Those of us still here. Most of the family thought he was out of his mind. They begged him to stay. He refused. He came to America. One of the people he brought was his grandson, my grandfather. They found out after the war, because suddenly correspondence stopped between the 2 sides of the Atlantic, the minute Hitler invaded Poland. The entire family was killed in the Holocaust. I can't even imagine. I'm feeling it right now, the emotions I feel. And I do remember this day. Again, I'm not a child of Holocaust survivors, but I know what could have happened. And I am so grateful for life, for living, for being a part of this wonderful program, wonderful people, to be with all of you. Baruch Hashem. God bless.
program in dedication and to commemorate the 6 million Jews who perished during the Shoah, the Holocaust.
Sorry.
Ani Ma'amin is Hebrew for I believe. It is based on the 13 principles of faith compiled by Maimonides, a Torah scholar in the Middle Ages. These principles embody the beliefs of Judaism. The 12th principle refers to a belief in the coming of the Messiah. It is this principle on which the song Ani Ma'amin is based. The melody for Ani Ma'amin was composed by Asriel David Fostad in 1942 while riding in a cattle car headed to the Treblinka death camp. He began singing the song first quietly and then louder, and soon everyone on the train was singing this haunting melody. It helped give everyone hope and faith, and they sang this song as they marched to the gas chambers. We sing this song on Holocaust Remembrance Day in memory of those who perished. The words of this song are, I believe with perfect faith in the coming of the Messiah, and though he may tarry, I will wait for him.
song, Eliyahu Hanavi, Elijah the prophet, is often sung at the opening of the door for Elijah upon pouring the fourth cup of wine at the Passover Seder. We entreat the prophet Elijah, an invited guest at the Passover meal, to return to us soon with the Messiah. The words of the song in English: Elijah the prophet, Elijah the Tishbite, Elijah the Gileadite. Soon and in our days, may he come to us with the Messiah, a descendant of David. Of unknown authorship, the refrain is based on 1 Kings 17, verse 1. The prophet Elijah is one of the most beloved prophets in the Bible. The miracles he performed and his dramatic ascent to heaven are chronicled in Kings 1 and 2. According to tradition, Elijah the prophet frequently comes to visit Jews in distress. At liminal moments, such as at Havdalah, or the transition from Shabbat to the workaday week, and at times of celebration, as when a Jewish baby boy has his circumcision.
Dona nobis pacem is Latin for grant us peace. This is a traditional round of unknown origin that the chorus will sing in Latin and Hebrew. We invite chorus participants from RSS to join us in singing this round.
The song Eli, Eli was inspired by a poem written in Hebrew by Hungarian-born Hannah Shenish. Huh? Senish, thank you, in 1942, and was set to music by David Sehavi in 1945. Hannah immigrated to Palestine in 1939, where she trained as a paratrooper. Upon returning to Europe, Hannah's unit dropped into Yugoslavia, to then cross the border into Hungary and aid the resistance. There, sadly, Hannah was captured, tortured, and shot when she refused to talk. The title of the poem is The Walk to Caesarea. O Lord my God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of man. In 1950, Hannah Shenish body was reburied in a military cemetery in Israel. Eli, Eli is a tribute to life and to her great heroism.
next song is Donna, Donna. It's a Bulgarian folk song arranged and adapted by Sholem Sekunda and Aaron Zacklin, with English lyrics by Arthur Teves and Teddy Schwartz. The origins of Donna Donna can be traced back to a Yiddish folk song that was popular among Jews in Eastern Europe during the early 20th century. The song, originally titled Das Gelbi, meaning the calf, tells the story of a young calf being led to slaughter and the feelings of sadness and loss that accompany the event. Some see the song as a metaphor for Jews in the Holocaust. The song was introduced to American audiences by Joan Baez in 1960. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above him, there's a swallow, winging swiftly through the sky. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf could be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow, so proud and free? Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow, has learned to fly. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Caspar Schroeder is our soloist.
Eufen Pripacek is a Yiddish song written by Mark Warshawski, who lived from 1848 to 1907. At the end of the 19th century, Eufen Pripacek was among the most well-known Jewish songs in Central and Eastern Europe. It evokes memories of pre-Holocaust Europe, when Jewish communities were thriving. This song is about a rabbi teaching the alphabet to his very young students. The first letter of the alphabet is pronounced Aleph, which you will hear in the last line. The title, Eufen Pripacek, means at the fireplace. The words are, on the hearth a fire burns, and in the room it is warm, and the rabbi is teaching little children the alphabet. See, children, remember, dear ones, What you learn here, repeat and repeat yet again. Kometz, Aleph, O. Our chorus will now sing this song for you in Yiddish.
Unfortunately, the many children who were taught that song ended up perishing in the Holocaust. 6 million Jews, including almost 2 million of them children. My poem, original poem, Aleph Beis, is a metaphysical poem where the letters of the Yiddish alphabet stand for the people. The letters are first lost, not knowing that they will ever be spoken again. The Aleph Beis. The Aleph Beis poured from cries. The letters circled the world in confusion. Without words to hold them, they drifted, almost forgotten. Unconnected, they were light. About to lose consciousness, they folded in upon their loneliness as only the wind struggled to form their sounds. Through the trees, the letters fell together again. They found each other in new words and knew they would remain.
Our next song is a traditional Jewish lullaby, which Sharon Wolf and Louis Salant will sing in Yiddish. The title is Rajinkas mit Mandlen, which means raisins and almonds. It was written in 1880 by Abraham Goldfaden, who lived from 1840 to 1908 and was the founder of modern Yiddish theater. He wrote the opera Sholamis, in which Rajinkas mit Mandlen was a featured song. This song became very popular in the Eastern European Jewish communities. And although these communities were destroyed during the Holocaust, the song lives on. The words to this song in English are in the temple, in a corner of the room, a widow, a daughter of Zion, sits alone. She is rocking her only son, Yedeli, and singing him to sleep with a sweet lullaby. Under Yedeli's cradle is a snow-white little lamb. The lamb is going off to the market and will bring back raisins and almonds. Sleep, dear Yedeli, sleep. The song will now be sung in Yiddish by Sharon and Louise.
Shortly after I began to write poetry, I found out that my grandfather was a poet who had a lot of Yiddish poems published. When I started to write, he had already passed away, but my mom showed me his poems. And one is about the Holocaust and the loss of his town that was completely obliterated. So the poem is called A Shtetl. I set it to music. It's a very short poem basically describing the quiet life in the small town where people have lived for hundreds of years, honoring their God. And then an animal comes and destroys it, and nothing remains. Weit von der Bahnen, weit von der Schliach, steht aufgestanden auf, sandigen Flach. Und hat es und machen es sich schnell wie die Teufel gelebt haben ruhig und Gott getan Leben mit Stimme lächelte, lacht bis Gor. Bei seinem Gestanden scheuen hunderte Jahr. Tat es Mannes, sich schon wieder Teufel, gelebt haben ruhig, Gott getan Leben. Sorry, excuse me, I'm so sorry, I need my next page. I apologize for this. Next time I'll bring the music stand. Now puts in my chaya, always from Erzsam. But suck, the Stückel, wir ziehen allein. Weit von der Schliach, weit von der Bahn, auf sandiger Flach, schon gar nicht, schon gar nicht, schon gar nicht, gar nicht voran.
The Butterfly is a Holocaust poem written by Pavel Friedman. Pavel Friedman was a young Jewish poet born in Prague in 1921. In 1942, at age 21, he was deported to Theresienstadt concentration camp. It was there that he wrote a poem called The Butterfly, which spoke about his time in the ghetto. In 1944, he was deported to Auschwitz, where he was killed. In 1945, after liberation, this poem was found in the camp. The Butterfly. The last, the very last, so richly, brightly, dazzlingly yellow, perhaps if the sun's tears would sing against a white stone. Such a yellow is carried lightly way up high. It went away, I'm sure, because it wished to kiss the world goodbye. For 7 weeks I've lived in here, penned up inside this ghetto, but I have found what I love here. The dandelions call to me, and the white chestnut branches in the court. Only I never saw another butterfly. That butterfly was the last one. Butterflies don't live in here, in the ghetto.
Harry Baylor was a Holocaust survivor from Midwood who wrote Uprising of the Warsaw Ghetto, an opera about the Jewish rebellion in Poland. Harry Baylor was also my friend. Epilogue is featured in both his work Masada and the Uprising of the Warsaw Ghetto. The latter work premiered in 2019 with piano accompaniment, followed by a full production with orchestra that was presented at Yeshiva of Flatbush in Brooklyn in 2020, just 3 months prior to this Holocaust survivor's death from COVID-19. I miss him very much. He actually wrote a piece for me that we're not able to share with you today, but I hope to be able to bring to you in the future. But right now we will present Epilogue. The lyrics speak of a hope and aspiration for Israel, dedicated to lives lost and mourned, that give meaning to the dawn of a new nation.
We are a brave new nation, forever we'll endure. This great dedication is for the lives we mourn. For the great beginning, these lines gave it meaning. For a brave new nation. This is a new dawn. This is a new dawn.
We're concluding our program with Song of the Vilna Partisans by Hirsch Glick, because it expresses the fierce hope and fighting spirit of the Jewish population trapped in Vilna, the capital of Lithuania. As the Nazis approached, really realizing the threat, a group formed and gathered where they could and left for the forest to form a resistance. Word of their valor spread to other cities along this, and the song inspired other partisans to resist against great odds, of course. The song particularly is personal to me because my mother's family came from Vilna, and they came at the turn of the century, so luckily they weren't there. And also another chorus member, Raquel's family, I've discovered also came from Vilna. And so now we're going to sing the Vilna Partisans. Thank you.
Thank you.
here with our pain, with our woe. And wherever our blood was shed in pain, our fighting spirits will resurrect again. And wherever our blood was shed in pain, our fighting spirits will resurrect again. Oh, never say that you have reached the very end. No leaden skies a bitter future may portend, because the hour which we yearn has yet arrived, and our marching steps will thunder, we'll survive. Because the hour which we yearn will yet arrive, and our marching steps will thunder, we'll survive.
Thank you for attending this Holocaust Remembrance program. We would like to acknowledge the participants of the concert. Sidney Ali, Grace Amoye, Richard Blutt, Gloria Cardenales Aponte, Lucy Degadon, Vera Daniel, Alicia Diamond, Nina Greenberg, Rose Janvier, Marcella Matthews, Colleen Pappas, Daisy Rivera, Louise Salon, Raquel Solomon, Sharon Wolf, and Pastor Schroeder, and above all now, Cheryl Wallfield and Margaret Cameron.
Thank you all so much for being here. I just want to remember why we are here, and it's for community, it's about community, and to remember those who were lost. I do want to also sincerely thank Sharon Wolf, Louise Salon, and Lucy Degadon for providing the narrations for us.